Hi, my name's Rob. I'm a serving detective with Greater Manchester Police. I've been asked to watch and view a documentary made by Lucas Thornley called Behind the Screen. It's quite pertinent to me because as a serving detective I was involved in the riots and the aftermath of the riots, so obviously I look over it sort of with a critical eye, if you will, as to what happened and how it came about, and whether or not the documentary itself was accurate to what actually I saw on the evidential side of all the prosecutions, etc. First, as I've seen it as well, I've watched it through its entirety. It's very good. I would say that the clips are very colourful, very engaging. It shows that you get a feel for what was actually going on at the time for uniform officers on the front line. There's a few footage of running lines, basically, where shielded officers, riot officers, if you will, had all the personal protection equipment and were fending off rioters, and you sort of get a feel for that as you watch the footage. You can feel the tension between the rioters, they're throwing bricks, they're throwing things. It's all very accurate footage, so it does give an accurate overview of what was happening. It's not very nice to watch, to be honest, even in hindsight, but it is the accurate sort of version of events of what took place. Like I said, the actual footage is very colourful, engaging. Obviously the narrating over the top of the footage explains everything very clearly. It explains what's gone on. It gives you a bit of a timeline as to what happened, how it came about, if you will, and what people did and what was the cause behind all this riot. And it was like misinformation and things like that, so it's very clear. The narrator comes across very clear as to how it was caused. There's obviously some sort of footage of people like Andrew Tate, and you can see how it was stalked. They got half a story, if you will, and they expanded on that, and social media helped that to expand it into something that it never really was at the outset, but it became this sort of living thing, and people jumped on the bandwagon, if you will. And that's the danger with social media as you go along, and that's what I think it does show the power of social media, really. This documentary, it shows that it can be negative. Obviously it has positive sides, but in this particular occasion it showed the ultimate negativity that can be caused by social media and ultimately misinformation. Obviously at the time it was topical, it was ongoing, it affected pretty much everybody in the country. It's still affecting people as well, and it does show that the massive impact that was had in communities, the division that it caused within communities, and I think that stands out well on the footage that I've just seen. It's very good regarding that. Like I said, the narration over the top was clear and concise. There was an accurate timeline as to how things played out, how things came about, and what happened as you went through, and where it sort of all started from and where it ended up, and what caused that, if you will. And unfortunately, obviously, it was the unfortunate offence that occurred with the three little girls, which obviously a touch paper, a litmus paper, if you will, that caused the issues. So yeah, all in all, from start to finish, I thought it was a very, very good documentary, and it was very accurate to what I saw as a serving Greater Manchester Police Force officer who dealt with not only the frontline sort of issues that took place, but the aftermath and the operation regarding the prosecution of people as we went through the court system as well. Negatively, I would say that there's a few little bits that would sort of need ironing out, if you will. Ideally, it would probably do with a different title card, just to make it a bit more reflective as the documentary. And the other thing that I picked up, the audio as you went through. Although the actual information provided by the narrator was excellent, it was very good and very accurate, just the volume, if something it could have been addressed, because it was sometimes a little bit quieter than other times. So if it could have been sort of a nice even keel sort of volume way through, that would have been ideal.